Narcissist. It sounds nasty, doesn't it? Like an open, oozing sore, painful to experience. Social narcissism reflects our current cultural reality. Its growth is an increasing challenge to businesses worldwide. The word narcissism stems from Greek mythology. They are addicted to feeling special. Admiration is everything. And if left unchecked, this cyst boils over into feelings of entitlement, blame, overrating one's abilities, lashing out at criticism, arrogance, and bullying, with very little room for empathy. You all know one. You might even be sitting beside one. You might even be one. Well, one thing we know for sure is that their numbers are increasing. 30-year study reviewed the narcissistic and empathetic traits of college students. In the 1980s, when the study began, the numbers were pretty good. 30% showed high traits of narcissism, with 70% showing traits of empathy. 30 years later, into our millennial generation, the inverse is true. They found that 70% of the students had high narcissistic traits, and only 30% had traits of empathy.
You know what? If I was going to go on like some sort of brutal mission into the wilderness, you know who I'd want at my side? A hardcore survivor of narcissistic abuse. Because I got to tell you, people who have survived this and are still relatively intact are probably some of the most sort of badass people in our midst. So let's talk about that. Let's land this on it's not all just confusion and it's not all self-doubt. There's also a remarkable amount of growth that takes place. And all of the patterns of narcissistic abuse that can result in all kinds of dysfunction and disability and distress and health problems is not, again, it's not a very pretty picture. But as I really believe that misses something. For all of the difficult experiences out there, there are some strengths that emerge. I'm going to say this. I've said this about 1,000 times in the other videos, and I know I'm starting to repeat myself, but I don't care. Surviving narcissistic abuse is a superpower. So just as I have provided a deep dive into the various problematic patterns associated with narcissistic abuse, let's take a minute to review some of the unique strengths that come out of having experienced narcissistic abuse.
How do you deal with these people? How do you live with these people? How do you get along with these people? And how do you recognize if you actually have one of these people in your life? I recommend that you don't try and fix a narcissist. I think the research is very ambiguous, but I think most people would agree that it's a learned behavior. Most people would agree that they come from the extremes of parenting. They either had a parent that was way overprotective and, carried the kid around on a satin pillow and made the child believe that they were entitled by turning him into spoiled brats. And I always say, we're not raising children, we're raising adults. And so whatever you do with your child, that's what you're creating as an adult. So I said the extremes of parenting. One is you've treated your child in such a way that they become a spoiled brat child, so they become a spoiled brat adult. And the other extreme of parenting, of course, is if they've been neglected or abused. And so this is a reaction of, I'm going to be so arrogant, it's kind of a get them before they get me strategy in life, where they just become so self-protective by being arrogant and haughty and entitled that nobody's ever going to do that to me again, because I'm going to put myself above everybody so I can't be hurt. I'm going to fly above the crowd where I can't be hurt.
I'll never forget just sitting in the bushes. I'm like, how the heck did I get, like, I'm hiding in my bushes. Like, how in the world did I get here? This happened a lot. He would come home from a night out at the club and literally take me out of my bed and throw me onto the ground. He said he was going to kill me, choked me, did all those things, and then I was like, this is it.
You felt like you came face to face with the end of your life.
Yeah, my grandpa has always been my angel, and I remember praying to him saying, I don't even want to be here anymore because I don't know how to get out of this situation. So if there is a happier place, like, let me come to you, or either save me or take me from this place so I don't have to be here anymore because I don't know how to get out. And when we were struggling, he was choking me, and I see everything. I see my mom, I see my funeral. Like, I literally have like that flash of like my whole life. And I just remember, like, I screamed out my mom's name, like, and that's the last thing I remember.